like we do it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back and happy Monday. Okay, guys, we have lots to talk about, lots to discuss because I did not make this past Friday's Hot Messy Topics. I didn't even record with Monica, you guys. There's a lot of other stuff that's going on. I was gonna say shit, but then I said shit anyways. Shit that's going on behind the scenes, like family stuff. So I did not make it, and I apologize. However, that just ensures that we have a shit ton to talk about today. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section, please. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed over here to Up and Adam channel 1 and 2. Thank you. And let's welcome our girl Ashley from Taste of Reality. Hello.
Thanks. Hi, Adam. Hi, Adam's family.
Hello. Pam Robin said it's called life, sweet pea. No, you're right. Life sucks, or sometimes it's amazing. But in this, it was. You asked me, by the way, one, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I had a nice, easy weekend. Just me and the Menendez brothers on Netflix, That was my entire weekend. Are we speaking the same language again already?
And they're so, the one that didn't have the cap off was so hot.
I know, Eric's a babe, dude.
Yeah.
My mom loves those boys. The way my mom is like, I know they killed their parents, but boy, do I love those boys. And I'm just like,
no. And then I saw Kim Kardashian filming for the Kardashians going to go meet with the Menendez brothers to try to get them out of prison. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. So just a quick timeline, for those of you who don't know, the timeline of the Menendez murders was right after the Rodney King riots, during the really bad earthquakes, I think it was Northridge earthquakes, and just before O.J. Simpson. This was a time to be alive for the crime girlies and boys out there.
You weren't alive, were you?
Boo, I was in high school. I was born in 1980. So my first.
You look so young.
Thank you. I hide from the sun. Did you ever play Super Mario 3? You might be too young for it.
I played Mario Kart.
Okay, so Super Mario 3, there was this level where the sun chases Mario and you've got to avoid the sun the entire time. That's me. I avoid the sun.
Oh, I'm so opposite right now. I feel like I look like a whiteout eraser, and I'm like, I just need a tan.
No, you look amazing, and I firmly believe everybody looks better with a tan. I'm literally almost purple. I'm so white. But I'm going for the porcelain doll kind of aesthetic in my older age. I'm working. I want that.
We love it. Janine said, I was shocked that Adam knows what the Piggly Wiggly is. Yeah, I know, you guys. I know what the Piggly Wiggly is.
You were a Piggly Wiggly kid. I was a Winn-Dixie kid.
My first job was at Winn-Dixie.
Oh, really? It's such the most quintessential Southern thing. Those two, the Piggly Wiggly and the Winn-Dixie.
Do you want to hear a crazy story? And my husband's going to kill me for sharing this.
Oh, do tell.
So I was 15 or 16, and I went to get a job at Winn-Dixie because my dad told me if I want a car, I have to pay the car insurance, and that I have to, if I want my phone, I have to pay my phone, something like that. I forgot what the deal was, but
fair. Good
so
parenting.
Good parenting. I went to a high school party, and I ended up hitting a little bit of the ganja, right?
As we do.
And I ended up going to Winn-Dixie, and there was this woman, Debbie, who was like, oh my God, yes, I will hire you. All you have to do is go to this location and take a pee test. And I was like, I'm not going to pass that pee test. First of all, Debbie, this bitch didn't even look like she was going to pass a pee test. Okay. I definitely was not going to pass that pee test. And then I learned a trick, which is probably not good to share on YouTube, but I didn't realize that people took something called ASIO standards for urinary tract infections. And if you do it for 3 days, you flush it out and you just drink gallons of water and it gets it out of your system. And I ended up having to go take this pee test, but you pee orange and you pee orange
Right.
for everything. And it stains everything. But I ended up having to go to take this test. And then I showed up to Winn-Dixie because they said, Adam, your results are in. We wanted to call you. Will you please come in? And I was like, I didn't get the job. And she's like, okay, here's your little apron and your Winn-Dixie thing. And we're going to train you now on the cash register. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. You did it. Oh my gosh. Isn't it so funny how like proud one feels when you pass a test? Even if it's a pee in a cup test, like there's a sense of accomplishment. Like I need the automatic gratification. I'm like, you can just keep on telling me that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and by the way, guys, I know we're going to get into the Bravo hot topics and stuff like that, but Ashley asked me, how was your trip? Which was very sweet. It was shit, you guys. So I ended up leaving super early in the morning. I don't know. It was like 3 something in the morning. Jason drove me to the airport, went to the airport, got on the flight, ended up making it to Palm Beach County where I went to go get my tooth fixed. Well, it was a replacement for my fake teeth and it was the wrong color. It was like too yellow. So I have it in now. You can't really see it, but I have it in now. So they had to replace it with the wrong colored tooth. So I have to go back. And then on my way back, I was so upset about it, which this is, I get it, you guys. This is a champagne problem. I understand. It's my problem and it's annoying, but I do understand it's a champagne problem. And then I get on a flight and the flight was delayed 3 hours with us sitting there on the landing strip. The way that Jason booked my tickets to go home, my connecting flight was 45 minutes after I was supposed to originally arrive. So missed that flight, end up making it to Atlanta. And they were like, well, you can sit on standby. There's 4 people on the waiting list. Your odds are probably not good, but just sit here and wait and maybe you'll make it on the plane. And I sat there and I said to the woman, I was like, I will pay you. She's like, sir, you're not allowed to bribe me. I was like, I will shout you out on YouTube. I will do whatever. So thank you, Chandra from Delta in Atlanta. Chandra, you made my day. And I ended up making it home. And I got home and Jason was in Portland. And I looked at my mom and my mom looks at me like, what the f happened to you? And I was like, I got this jagged little like pug underbite, like shit. My face was still swollen and like it was all happening. It was fine though. And that's where we're at.
We're glad you're back.
Thanks.
And I have to ask, while you're in Palm Beach, do you ever think about like Tinsley and was Luann in Palm Beach? She
got arrested in Palm Beach.
Yeah, like that's where Tinsley's arrest was too. Like, is that something that pops in your mind or am I a weirdo?
No, you're not a weirdo. I think it's kind of like if I went to Vegas, if I asked you, like, if you go to Vegas, like, would you think about Ocean's 11 or something like that, but like, you're like, no, this is because this is where I live. And this is like my hood. And for me, I grew up in Palm Beach. So when I think of it, I guess if anything comes to mind, which I'm not even going down this road with anybody on this video. But if anything comes to mind associated with Palm Beach in light of the election would probably be, the Trump of it all, because there's Mar-a-Lago and there's, back in the day, we used to ride our bikes on Palm Beach Island and we would ride around Palm Beach Island. And I used to walk on the grounds of Mar-a-Lago. I didn't know anything about anything,
right.
but now obviously you guys, you cannot do that. But
right.
Yeah. So no, when I think of Palm Beach, I get miserable. I hate it. It's so sad. Like, it's not good memories for my family and for myself. So I'm very happy over here in Charleston.
Good. We love you in Charleston. It's this is your era.
Yeah, this is the good spot. But speaking of people going through some ish, are you ready for our first topic?
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm like sitting at the edge of my seat. Like, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into the fact that Scheana Shay has been robbed.
Oh,
robbed.
No.
Burglarized, but not burglarized. But robbed. I don't know if you guys saw this. If you didn't, we all know that Scheana and Lala both moved to the Valley, moved to Sherman Oaks, and moved into $2 to $3 million homes, right? Well, Scheana has a 15-year-old 370Z. She's had it for a long time, 15 years, as I just said. And she didn't want to pull it into her new security gate because the trash cans were blocking the driveway. Instead, she parked it out front. The next morning, she went to leave and she went to go get in her car, and the car was gone and there was nothing but broken glass on the side of the street. And she said in a PSA, guys, we are checking the cameras, but if you see a 370Z somewhere in the Valley and it has a broken window, that's probably mine. What were your thoughts?
The video, there's something that Scheana, like, what happens to her voice? Like, she gets
Did she
this
Paris
weird-
Hilton her voice?
like she like does this weird, like, she gets really throaty, and she, like, by the end of the video, I was just like, what is she doing with her voice? She does it on the air. I don't know. It was like, it's LA. You live in the Valley, like, it's LA. Like, I don't know if you guys frequent there, but there's a lot going on there. And I can't say I'm surprised. There's a reason you have a security gate at your house. I understand you don't want to move the trash cans. I get it, but like,
you got robbed, girl.
You got robbed. And what is the difference between being robbed and burglarized?
I think robbed is just like, maybe robbed is more of like a broad spectrum of it. Robbed is like somebody who can hang a TV in like 15 seconds or less. And then burglarized is like somebody who locks you inside of your room with a gun to your head and then put your cell phone outside by the gate when they leave. And they say, okay, Dorit, you've been burglarized, but we're going to leave your phone by the gate. So burglarized and being robbed, I think.
I think being robbed is like when you have a guy that can hang a TV in less than 7 minutes, stick down on you, that's you getting robbed.
Oh, shit. So it's like a verb. It's like kind of being jaxed.
Ew, yes. Oh my God. Jax is jaxing and Brittany Jax, and I'm living. Like, I feel like we just got all over the place. To summarize the Scheana story, like, sorry, girl, hope you find your car, but it's probably like in 200 pieces by now.
Is that what people do when they steal cars?
Well, if you ever watched the movie Adventures in Babysitting with Elizabeth Shue and Anthony Rapp, it's a classic from the late 80s, early 90s. We saw this car breakdown in Chicago, I believe. And like they had to like make sure their car wasn't like torn apart and like sold into pieces because she like took the car, she was babysitting without the parents' permission with all the kids in the car. And of course, like there's a Playboy, there's a mafia thing. It's a lot. Great movie. Highly recommend. But that's how I know about like selling cars in pieces.
Is that so? I didn't even realize until Jason like kind of said to me like, yeah, you moron. Like, I'm like, is this like a business that I didn't know? Like people just steal cars and then sell them?
Well, yeah, because like if you just take the regular car, you can notice it on the road. But if you take its parts, you put the engine from this car into this car, like you're stealing parts because that way you can't like, you take a windshield from this car, put it over here. And that way you can make it out on the streets without literally driving a stolen vehicle.
I just want to let you thieving assholes know that my car and Jason's car, they both have air tags and we can identify and find out where they are at all times. So don't even try.
My beautiful Prius is paid off and don't F with me. I don't want to pay a car payment until I have to. So I will come for you.
I'll come join you.
Yeah.
We'll record while we're on the road and we're like, that's that bitch. That's the Prius. That's the one little skanky thing. And then you pull up and it's like some 90-year-old woman. And she's like, this is mine. And we're like, we are so sorry. That was aggressive and we apologize.
You know, who wants to steal a Prius, but also who would want to steal Scheana's old 15-year-old car?
That's how you know you're not safe. Nobody's ever safe.
Yeah, you gotta be on top of your game. I hate living in fear, but like you really do have to be on guard.
And if you steal my shit, then I know that this car is going to run out of battery in 240 miles. So in the next 240 miles, you are going to be at some stop, and it is going to allow me a 15-minute catch up to get
Okay.
to you.
So
we're
I'm
good.
thinking if we ever need a getaway car, we're
It's not
not
mine.
taking yours
No.
because yours will get us 200 miles. Mine is a Prius and can get us quite a ways without having to get gas. So not that I'm planning anything, but
Yeah.
that would be the smarter option.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. So
This is not premeditated. I'm
No.
just speaking hypothetically. No crimes have happened.
By the way, when you were speaking about Jax and Brittany, what are your thoughts about just all of the madness that is ensuing in that world right now?
I mean, we were talking about Brock a few minutes ago. Like, I love Brock for so much for this. Like, Jax posted, I was so cringed. It was so cringe. Jax went to Instagram and posted like pictures of him like hanging a mirror and like screwing in a light bulb. And it was like, totally like trying to make Jax look like a normal person and not a sociopath. Like, look at what a normal guy I am doing these things. And somebody said something about Brock, about like Rob, Scheana can hang, he can hang the TV in 7 minutes, whatever. And Jax wrote, "Who's Brock?" or "Who's that?" about Brock. And Brock earning Sheena's paycheck for her, because we know Brock doesn't get paid. He is contributing to Sheena's paycheck on this one. And he said, "Oh, I'm just the guy who took your kid to school when you were in rehab, bro."
You know what I love about this? And I love Brock, love Scheana. I've said this all the time. People think I kiss their ass. It's not. People have to realize this is going back 11 plus years with Scheana. So this is a long ass time, on and off and on. I used to text her like 6 years ago. And after I left to New York and moved to Thailand, I like was all over the place. And I would message her and I'd be like, "Hi, Scheana. I don't know if you remember me." And she's like, "You're at my house for my Christmas party. Like we would go out." What? And I was just so like, "I hope it's okay if I message you," like saying it in like a Whitney Rose voice from Salt Lake City. So I hope it's okay, Scheana, that I say hi.
Like that like sounds like if like Whitney met Raquel and like we meshed their voices. Like it was very, yeah.
Yeah, but I like Brock, and honestly, Brock calling people out. I was a little shocked, and this is like nostalgic, um, Vanderpump Rules, like old school when Brock first kind of came on, and there was one moment where James got in his face and got really pissed off and called him a big dum dum and all of these things, and Brock just sort of backed down, and I'm like, James, you scrawny little worm thing, you like he is gonna beat your ass. And he didn't,
He
because
didn't.
I don't think it's in his nature. I think that he's a very sweet guy because, he is. And now looking at it, it just seems like over the evolution of being on reality TV, your skin thickens a little bit where you
Yeah.
start being like, I'm not going to put up with your shit. Don't say some dumb shit about me on social media, online, and sit there and try to call me out and clown me when I'm the one who's helping you. So actually, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. And I like that version of Brock, especially
I
with
too.
the who is
Bleach.
that?
Oh.
Who's the blonde singer? Maluma.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
I like the Maluma cut.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the hair. Love the clapback. And Jax is a piece of trash. Like, how can you say something like that to a human that helped you at, one would hope, would be the one of the lowest points of his life? Like, let's hope he hit rock bottom.
He didn't hit rock bottom.
No, I know.
No, this was all for camera. And that's one thing. People give me crap all the time for this. Guys, I don't hate anyone. I really, really don't. I don't have time to hate anyone.
Mhm.
And not in a bad thing, like, oh my God, I feel like I'm so important. I just genuinely I have 11 brothers and sisters. I have step parents, step grandparents. I have an entire husband, 2 bitches, 1 male dog, and 2 naked pussies. Plus multiple jobs. Like, no time over here to hate. I don't. But like in this, I'm just looking and I'm like, I don't have to hate you to say you're a fucking liar. And you lie. And I used to watch you lie when I worked at Sir. I used to have to cover up lies for him when he was dating. Oh, come
Carmen?
on. Who?
Was it Carmen?
Carmen.
I don't know.
Carmen.
I was just watching
Which,
reruns.
by the way, Carmen, when she first came in, the first day she came in and she was waiting for her dad. He was at the bar. Jax started flirting with her. Carmen gave me, because I was still pretending to be straight, Carmen gave me her phone number on the way out after Jax got her phone number. So Carmen Jax in a weird way.
I'm obsessed with this story. What a triangle. I mean, I love this energy from Carmen, number one, to go from Jax getting that number. I'd be like, yes, yes.
She walked out and she was like, by the way, I should totally get your number. Do you want to? And she's like, are you single? And I was like, yeah, I'm single. And she was like, we should go hang out sometime. Like if you're down for it, right? She's like, are you straight? I'm like, that should have been your first red flag, honey. If you had to question
if you
me
have
and
to
ask me,
ask.
if you had to ask, because I'm sure you didn't ask Jax if he was straight.
No, yeah. No, if you have to ask, it's probably a no.
Yeah. It's like one of those things, like if you really think that if you're questioning, if you got to ask the question because you think you know the answer, you might know the answer. So just
that was a lesson I learned early in life when I'd go to church in too short of skirts and I'd say, Mom, or dresses, like, Mom, is this dress long enough? And she'd say, Ashley, if you have to ask, the answer's no. And it's true. If you have to ask, the answer's no.
We have that in common. I used to have to ask that.
Are your shorts too short?
No, my dress.
Oh, your dress? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Jason makes fun of me because we'll go out to Publix and I don't care. I wear like, I probably, if you guys ever see me out in like Public, Charleston, wherever, unless I'm like traveling, you'll see my shorts like up my ass and it's almost like I'm wearing Sophie's, but I love to give some leg. I give leg, I get thighs, I give all of it, but that's because that's just how my shorts are. And I always say to Jason, I'm like, I think that they think I'm gay. And he's like, yeah, you are. And what do you think gave it away? Because you haven't said anything. You're not walking like you're like some flamboyant guy, because I'm not. You think it's the shorts up your ass? And I'm like, no, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's what gave it away. He's like,
I don't know if straight men like embrace thick thighs like a gay man would, though. Like, I feel that you honor those thick thighs as they should be honored, whereas a straight man doesn't know what he's doing.
I embrace that. You know, a straight man that honors the hell out of some thick thighs is Cristiano Ronaldo. Guys,
ooh.
Go watch US HWY, Georgina. I am Georgina on Netflix. Just even if you're not watching for Georgina, just look at her husband.
Ooh,
and
I can't wait for this journey.
His legs are like the size of like, they're like this big, but he's so tiny. But his legs are like this big. It's everything I aspire to be, but I'm not. So it's great.
Amazing.
Yeah. So moving on, by the way, past this, because we have more to talk about. Did you see, because we talked about the Salt Lake City recap. We got great feedback from that. People loved it. So
yes. It was a great episode.
Did you see this? Let me pull it up. Right here. Share screen.
I know your face, and I think I know what you're going to share. Are you going to share their ratings?
You're so good.
I know you so well. Okay, I am devastated, heartbroken. I mean, this is what? Where are people? Why don't people watch? Like, is this the person's post? Somebody, and I really wish I remembered. There was somebody who posted their first episode from every season, and every season it went like season 1, season 2 got higher, season 3 got higher. I think there was a dip in season 4. Or no, maybe 3 was the dip, 4 came back, and then 5 dipped again. Like, same thing with Dubai. Why aren't people watching these top? I mean, these are 5-star programs. This was a 5-star premiere where but is it like a streaming thing? Is it because Peacock airs it like the next day? And I know from personally, because I have DirecTV, which is like, or Dish, which is like cable, and I have Peacock, and I find it to be a much more pleasurable watch on Peacock because the commercials are like 15, 20 seconds. But you have to wait till the next day. But like, if I wasn't watching that night, which I do usually, I would watch on Peacock, which means they wouldn't get my rating.
I almost want to like call Monica while we're on the phone and ask her.
Let's ask.
Okay, hold on. Let's just put her on the spot.
Is she a girly that's going to be like, why are you calling me? This is a hate crime. Like, you didn't text me first.
No, she might be with her kids. She has. Hey, I'm recording live and I have you on speaker. So just keep it PG, okay?
Okay, so don't say what I'm really thinking. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that we're set to record after this, but I'm sitting here talking to Ashley from Taste of Reality, and
hey, girl, hey.
Yeah, she says hi.
Hi, Ashley.
And like 500 other people. What were the ratings for season 4, episode 1? Because I thought I had that in my text messages, but I can't find it.
So ratings for season 4, episode 1.
Yeah. Were they better or worse than season 5?
They were like 430,000. And I remember when that came out, I was like so disappointed. I was like, why are they so low? But then I saw the ratings for this season and I was like, oh.
Okay. Wait. But they got better as the season went on for last season, right?
No. Like, honestly, we didn't really start hitting consistent numbers. It was like up, down, up, down, up, down. We didn't start hitting consistent numbers in growth until I want to say like episode 6 or 7, to be fair.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, I'll see you in like 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so now we know.
Now we know. Yeah, that's like almost 500,000 viewers less.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's
but
not
I was the same as you, where I was like, I thought that this was going to be amazing.
It was amazing. These ratings have nothing to do with the quality of the show. And may I add, just for perspective, Jersey's like double this.
Yeah.
Jersey, even in its terrible season, got maybe not double, but considerably more. Like they were well over 600,000 people an episode.
Which I have to also add in this real quick. And I know that I spoke about this honestly like last week when we were recording. Who knows how everything went. I was like getting ready to go, but I saw where Whitney Rose recently just did an interview. I think it was with Entertainment Tonight, and it was with Bryce Sander. And she was talking about the fact that in the trailer, Meredith snatches her phone back. Guys, it's me. I'm the problem.
It's me.
Yeah. It's, I saw where she was like, I feel like she is hiding things. She has incriminating information. She has all of this shit. No. What you guys are going to see play out this season is I heard 2 very different renditions of a story, and I ended up having to share proof because I was hearing that I was being completely thrown under the bus to be a liar, which was not true. And so I sent the proof. And I think that was what was in the text messages, which I never share proof of stuff. Usually I back off. But when you have the potential of being blasted out on national television, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to protect myself. But this is like, you're blasting this out to 341,000 viewers.
Okay. You're telling me that you were behind the proof, receipts, timeline, screenshots, like has to do with Up and Adam?
Henny, I'm telling you, season 5, I am the proof. timeline receipts
Oh my
and screenshots.
gosh. Oh my god.
You're gonna find out.
Can
And
I scroll you? Like, do I like put this into a scroll and publish this amazing information? Like, first of all, I love this journey for you. And I love Salt Lake so much. And we need people watching this unfold because this is riveting. See, even Bowie came back in. He's like, what? I can't believe I'm hearing that.
You know what you and I have in common?
What's that?
When we both think we're pointing at something, we're totally pointing at the wrong way.
It's like, how is that possible?
It's just so confusing, you guys.
Yeah, we're like backwards.
We're backwards, but
And that's life.
I see where people are saying, oh shit. Oh my God. Thank you. Haven't watched Salt Lake City and I don't know if I should. Heather creeps me out. Ouch, my head hurts. Maybe Tylenol time? Proof. LOL. I wondered because Adam was all up in it. Yeah. You guys will see. Honestly, I'm curious to see what happens. But moving on.
I can't wait to hear like what's truth versus the edit. And like obviously we'll have to wait till after episodes, but that's like where I am just absolutely most riveted with this whole situation.
Well, I'm just kind of curious, like, what's gonna happen? You know? I don't know. I'm curious. Yeah, like I'm curious through living through it because this all started. So I'm not gonna give too much away here, but through living, being a part of it, having conversations, and I also have like a filmed moment for Salt Lake. So you guys will see that too. Maybe if it's edited in, maybe it's not. I don't know. And hearing two totally different sides of the conversation and knowing what I was being told and what I was putting into it. This whole storyline kicks off. I believe it's episode 4, episode 5, and it goes all the way through the end, all the way to the finale. I am very, very interested to see what happens. I'm curious to see if I'm going to be made out to be a liar or if somebody's going to come clean about everything that they lied about.
Ooh. Oh, I'm so into this.
But let me also say this really quick too. I told production, you guys, and I was messy as hell because I have literally, and I love you, Bravo. I do, but I have rolled over. I have literally kissed ass. I have been apologetic. I did the Jen Shaw interview. I took it from Andy. I apologized. I got the wrath for this. You know, like I did other interviews. I didn't ask for them. NBC gave me the wrath for it. I've done so many things where I get in trouble and I'm constantly sticking my foot down my throat. And all of those situations, I've apologized for it. This situation, there was the way that the storyline plays out. It was made to, I think, villainize me because they're not going to villainize their cast members because they're putting a lot of ad dollars in them. And I handed over the proof, the receipts, the timeline. The problem is if they don't play it, I also have a platform. And I'm going to make sure that it's picked up by every single Bravo blogger, website, everything, all the text messages, everything. If they do that to me, that's the only choice that I have, which I don't want to do, but I will do it.
Oh, you heard it here first. Oh my God, Addams Family, that was like rocking of the world. The Bravo sphere has shaketh. But
you want me to just give it to you first? You want to post it first?
I might. Yeah, I have to get to work like right after this. Like I'll start taking notes, but yeah, unless somebody's out there listening to this, I'll be first on this. And just to circle back to the Meredith phone snatching from Whitney, from what it sounds like, Meredith went to show something to Whitney on her phone. Whitney had the phone in her hand for a moment. And it sounded like she felt like she had the right at that point to scroll through Meredith's phone. Meredith giving her phone to show Whitney something is one thing. In what universe is it at all appropriate for you to ever scroll through somebody's phone? Like that is such an invasion of privacy. And like, I wouldn't do that to my friend. Like even like my closest friend, like
I get awkward doing that to my husband.
Yeah, like that. I don't do that. That's weird.
I even respect his privacy. You know, people ask me all the time, like, do you know what's going on? Like, do you look at each other's text messages? And I'm like, unless Jason does it when I'm sleeping or something, like he can. My phone is completely like I have a code on it, you know, but like he has access to my phone. I don't think he does that, but also I have nothing to hide. However, on the other side of it, I do respect, and I think that so does he. Sometimes I just want to vent to a bitch and be like, my husband sucks today. And he's a bitter little mean thing. And he also probably does the same about me and says, like, Adam woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And he wants to have those private conversations with his friends. And I respect that. You have to have some sort of outlet to be like, God, you're an asshole. But I don't want to tell you. So I'm going to vent to somebody else. But you're an asshole. But I love you. And I just don't want to tell you you're an asshole. So I'm going to tell this friend. You know?
Right. Well, like the whole thing in Whitney's like, oh, but she has pictures. She has incriminating information on her phone. My feelings are that I should be able to look at that. Like, bitch, all of us have incriminating shit on our phone. Like, where else are we supposed to keep our secrets? I don't bring my diary around town with me. That's what this is for.
I was looking the other day. Jason was making fun of me. And I looked. I have 28,631 photos and 3,783 videos. Guys, talk about incriminating. I could bury some shit with this phone. But
send that to TMC, babe. Like, make your money.
That's kind of what our phones are, just like our lives in some weird way. It's what we have. It's kind of what we do with it, you know?
Like, I just thought that was so, like, I have to say, as somebody who's always liked Whitney, this season premiere, and I didn't like the fact that she was ganged up on. Like, I did feel like that was a lot all at once, but every woman there everybody's feeling is warranted. It just felt like a lot, but I don't want to like take away anybody's reason for expressing their displeasure with her, because I think they were all valid in their points. But I don't think I'm like loving Whitney so far this season.
Well, we're gonna find out. Wait, was this you, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't everybody look so good in these pictures? Like, Mary, that face is snatched.
Mary, you are doing the damn thing.
These girls look good.
Guys, I have literally drank so much water. I am sorry, and Jason's gonna yell at me for this because I have to pee. But Ashley, will you tell them what happened with this church stuff real quick?
Oh my gosh, yes. You know, I really should have gone to law school, because I've gotten really, really good at like kind of decoding through these legal files. So Mary and her husband / step grandfather, Robert, they have a for-profit church, which I always thought churches were like nonprofits, but theirs is specifically for-profit. So if you know anything about that, please leave it in the comments and educate me. I guess I could Google it, but like, please help a girl out. So they have had like hundreds of $1,000s stolen from them from these two. Well, one woman, the other person's name was Taylor, so I wasn't sure if they were a man or woman. But these two people that worked for them, like in their accounting department, whatnot, are like taking money, putting money in different accounts. One lady, one of the two women, I'm sorry I don't remember their names, but she did most of the crimes, and it was like money laundering, just straight stealing, embezzling. But the lady, or the person I should say, who did the lesser of the two crimes, like they took the damn, what is it called, tithings? Like when you pass tithings, thank you. That's always a word I see written out and not really listened to, and I just pronounced it wrong. But like this bitch was like stealing from the tithings. What kind of human being steals from people who are going to church? Like that might be the lowest of the crimes.
This is why people money launder through church. Like it's people. So a tithing, for those of you guys who don't know, when you're at church, they pass around like a bowl or a plate or something, and you just put some money in, put some money in, put some money in. But what I found interesting about this was there was an audio that came out. Pippa, get away from that. There was an audio that came out, and it was of Mary Cosby screaming at the congregation, being like, how could you guys? For my birthday, this is what you give me? This is what you give the church? You cheap ass. Like and this is not verbatim. This is pretty much just like I'm summing it up for you.
Yes.
But the audio clips that came out, she's like, you're cheap and you're this and no to you. And this was to the congregation. I was like, oh my God. And she's like,
wow.
Mother Terry. And I just made up that name. Mother Terry, you're cheap ass. And I was like, I just figured that people give what they can give.
Oh my gosh.
But then I want to just accompany this real quick, because my husband, guys, grew up in the Mormon church. And when he did, and still to this day, him and his family gave 10% of their incomes to the Mormon church. So you give 10% to the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
However,
that's standard Mormonism. Standard. You have to do that to keep your standing in the church. Sorry, but go on.
No. But from my understanding, and my mother-in-law, she listens to all of these, so she'll call me. Hi, Janet. Love you.
Hi, Janet.
But when my father-in-law got sick with cancer and they had to go in and out of the hospital, and my mother-in-law was working, and they were trying to keep everything afloat because, like her husband obviously couldn't work. I believe that's when the church steps in and they offer to help with things.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you need help with groceries or bills, or that's what you're paying in the 10% for, because you can submit these bills and talk about what hard time you're having and they will pay them. So it's kind of like it's like insurance in a weird way. Like you pay insurance for your car. You don't want to crash your car, but God forbid you do crash your car. Now you have somebody who's going to help you get it fixed.
But like I've always heard the beginning of that story where you have to pay to be withstanding member of the church. And that makes it seem a lot less dirty. The fact that it goes to a fund that's like essentially like a community fund that like is going to people with worthy causes. Like that makes me feel a lot less like culty.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have a for-profit church, with the exception of being Mormon, because that's like a newer religion and stuff, but like aren't like most
is Mormon a newer religion?
Yeah, like Mormon like just became like a thing in like the last few hundred years, like since people moved out west. A little history lesson for you. Here in Vegas, this is so weird, like we have a Mormon fort, which is like where the Mormon like journey began. They ended up settling in Salt Lake City, but they like pioneered from Nevada to Utah. So there's a lot of like very rich Mormon history here. And bugs. We have mosquitoes now. There's a mosquito that's driving me crazy.
Well, the mosquitoes just ate my pineapple plant outside, so I get you on the mosquitoes.
Those bitches.
Little skank things. You're gonna die really quick.
Okay.
I didn't know, but I walked outside, and Jason, I think, heard me on the Ring camera. But I walked outside and I yelped, but not like yelped like a food restaurant. But I was like, ah! And I saw this thing with these big ass wings, and I said, "Mom, a bird hit my door and it died. You have to get it. I can't touch it. You can't." And she was visiting, and she's like, "A bird? Oh my God!" And my mom's like this big animal person, and she goes, "What the f is that?" And I was like, "It's a bird." She's like, "That's not a bird. That's a bug." I said, "No, those wings are like this big. That is a bird." And she's like, "That's a bug." I said, "That is El Chupacabra. That is the Chupacabra. And that is coming here." And I have my dad on the phone, and my dad's like, "You're such a fucking moron. Like, what is wrong with you?" And my mom's like, "It's not a bird, Derek." I'm talking to my dad, and my dad's like, "He's an idiot." And I was like, "Mom, I swear I thought that was a bird. I didn't realize it's called an echidna or an echidna. It's like this big, and its wings are like this big. I thought it was a hummingbird."
Did its wings represent the tattoo you almost got on your pelvis?
Yeah. Yeah,
Those little
exactly.
back.
Exactly. All right. So as we move on, I did want to add to this really quick. We're gonna go ahead and switch this up. Teddy Mellencamp.
Ugh.
So Teddy
Ugh.
Mellencamp, I know, and I said I was gonna be nice to Teddy.
We
Teddy Mellencamp recently came out and said that she, one, was disappointed that she was fired from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which we know. But then two, she says, I don't really understand what Vicki's problem is. Like, even when I was joking with her when we were filming, when I made my little cameo on OC and I was like, hello, Housewives and Vicki, she was such a bitch about it. And I'm like, I told the Addams family that I was going to leave you alone, Teddy. And I said, I don't have anything negative to say, which I don't think this is something negative to say. I think that this is just calling a spade a spade. I feel like that's a very stupid statement. You think by embarrassing her on national television by being, hello, Housewives and Vicki, and she called you a bitch that she took it too far? Can you please just give me what your thoughts are?
She literally whispered it under her breath to Heather, who was like under a blazer improvised umbrella. Like she didn't make a scene of it. She didn't make like a big, like gigantic issue of it. So I am all about like just no. I don't think Vicki was the problem there. I thought were very respectful to Teddy. We can give our opinions on Teddy because she is a public figure and she has put herself in this position. That does not give us or anybody else the right to what she was dealing with people like saying that they wanted her to not be alive anymore.
No.
One is not the same as the other. We will never condone that, but we're also
being disgusting.
That's disgusting, but we're also going to say what we feel. Like, we're allowed to have opinions. And Vicki was not wrong in that case. And I really hate the way that Teddy targets Vicki. I hated the January 6th comment. The worst one for me was BravoCon when she made the comment about like, oh, I'm hearing you because of I have real cancer. And like, that's just so, I mean, I understand the point she's making, but no, don't throw your...
That's not a point for her to make.
No! Like,
it's like, that's not your point to make, but then also...
What a trash bag.
This really chaps my ass.
My
you guys
is chapped.
My ass
my gears are grinding. His ass is chapped. Like, we're not fine. We're not okay.
Hold on once. I'm just gonna. Hey, can we do 1:15 or 1:30? I have to ask Monica really quick because we're running a little bit behind, but I wanted to cover this. And Monica, I love you. You make me wait all the time. So I'm going to ask her to wait. What pisses me off about this a little bit, and I've gotten to a good place with Tamra Judge, it's kind of frustrating for me because it's like even her fighting with Jen Aiden or like Teddy fighting with Vicki, Teddy saying like, I know I said something playful, but like that was really mean what she said. And that was really bitchy. It's like, no, you don't get to completely verbalize all of this. Like, you spew shit on everyone and then you say whatever you want to say. And then you sit there and you're like, oh, but it's so mean to say something back to me. No, then don't say it. Don't say it. That's like, you don't get to do that. Like if somebody comes on and they trash you and you're trashing them on here with me, and then all of a sudden, like, you get a message from Teddy and Teddy's like, Ashley, you're an asshole. You would probably look and be like, well, I didn't agree with you. I did say some things, and like I wouldn't see you playing victim. They play victim so well.
There's something that I think I'd overlooked. It wasn't the story, but I think the subtext was so critical of who Teddy Mellencamp is and like this like gossip bot that she's like become. She put something out in the media about Scheana and Lala filming officially for The Valley. And the source that she got that from is from Nia and Danny, from the show, from the Valley, because they ran into her at church and she asked them and they told her. So she goes from church, a place of worship, where she ran into somebody who lives in her neighborhood in another one of these LA-based shows. They have small talk about work while at church, and then Teddy takes it to her podcast.
Yeah,
she
I'm
said that
done.
from church. She was at church and got her source.
I can't.
Like,
do
is
this
nowhere
anymore.
sacred?
No, nothing's sacred anymore.
Ah.
You know, guys, just to end us off, I do want to say, if we're going to sit here and talk about anybody out of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like the era, I did want to give a shout out to PK over here, who is, I believe, 9 months sober. I did a video where I was congratulating him on being sober, and I had at least 7 comments that told me how stupid I was. Dad, I can't talk. Telling me how stupid I was because he's on Ozempic. And I'm like, you guys don't know that. If anybody has ever been a heavy drinker, and I have a few of them in my family who just like will drink all day. And I've had people who have stopped and people who have gone to rehab. And I think that we all know somebody, right? You see the dramatic shift in their faces, their bodies, once they really commit, you see there's a change. Their skin is glowing. It doesn't look paunchy. It doesn't look tired. It doesn't, things do change. So congratulations to you, Mr.
That's amazing.
PK.
He looks great.
Yeah, you look great.
Hopefully he's happy. Hopefully it's best for him and his family. That's the goal.
We agree. Now, with that, I have to say really quick that this has been so much fun. And thank you, as always, for joining me.
Always.
But if they don't know, will you let them know?
Of course. This is my and Imani's Instagram, taste_of_reality. We keep it very, very active. We have a great community. The Instagram is always being updated. Imani does a really good job. We also have a website, tasteofreality.com, where you can find the articles, the full backstory on a lot of the things we talk about here and so forth. We are covering Dancing with the Stars this season, which I am so excited about. A lot of the other shows that, maybe aren't in the Bravo sphere. Golden Bachelorette has some drama going on behind the scenes. Did you guys see that Ciara from Summer House got to interview Oprah? Like, amazing. So we like to cover a broad spectrum of things. So yeah, keep your eyes out on the website and Instagram and be part of the Taste Buds. If you go in the stories, the articles, all the way down at the bottom, there's a conversation going. And we love the Taste Buds. I feel like they're very much like the Addams Family in that, like, we're smart people. We might talk about dumb shit, but it comes from like a thoughtful place. And like, we might talk trash about the people on the show, but we're very nice to each other. And that is like, and we don't like talk trash to talk trash, but we just like state our opinions. And a lot of times, like, be better and we won't state those opinions.
Boom. And there you go.
And that's it.
and that's it. Guys, thank you so much. Happy Monday to all of you. Thank you for joining us for Hot Messy Topics. Ashley, I appreciate the hell out of you. If you're watching right now, smash the like button. If you're a part of the live chat, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to get subscribed over here to Up and Adam channel 1 and also 2. And go check out tasteofreality.com. So with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.